We're going to move into the awards part of our program. And first up, Jason Overman is going to introduce our Youth Advocate Award.
Wow. All right.
Good evening.
Good evening.
What? Good evening, and on behalf of the East Bay Young Dems, thank you for taking the time out of your evening to spend with us tonight at this beautiful location. My name is Jason Overman. I have the honor to serve as the State Political Director for the California Young Democrats and as Vice President of Membership for the East Bay Young Dems. It is a very special privilege to present to you tonight the 2011 Youth Advocate. Wait, did I get the name of the award wrong?
Kick-Ass Youth Advocate.
Oh, the 2011 Kick-Ass Youth Advocate of the Year Award. You know, I've known Sean Dugar a long time, and I have to say that the name of the award is quite fitting for our awardee. I met Sean many years ago during my campaign for the Berkeley Rent Board, and at the time, Sean was working tirelessly as an advocate for young people with the NAACP. I got to watch Sean fight for an education system that doesn't just expand opportunity for the privileged few, but works to create a level playing field, a truly level playing field for all. I've had the exciting opportunity to watch Sean grow and to develop professionally, but most of all, I've been lucky to be able to call Sean my friend. Sean is a sincere, passionate, and energetic advocate for those in society who have the least. He's advocated and fought for the communities in our region and in our state that have struggled over the last few years to provide the resources for the health, the safety, and the prosperity of those who may not have well-heeled lobbyists in Sacramento and in Washington. And as a friend, I've discovered through many late-night Facebook chat conversations and YouTube videos that a big part of the reason for Sean's success is his wit and his charm. Sean is somebody that takes his work very seriously but doesn't take himself too seriously, and that's probably part of the reason why he's got so many state legislators on his iPhone speed dial. You know, I've seen this guy in action for a long time, and I've got to say, he's been genuinely a community organizer for much longer, since longer than, you know, the news media discovered Barack Obama and decided that it was going to be the next cool thing. He's been doing that for years and years. I had the privilege to serve with Sean on the board of this very organization, and I always appreciated that he pushed us. He challenged us to think outside the box, and he always challenged us to practice that we preach, and we appreciated that. But Sean didn't rest, he didn't stop there, and by the timestamp on our Google chat logs, I don't think he sleeps very much, but he went and he started the next big thing, something big and exciting and new. He went and he created the California Young Democrats Black Caucus statewide. And I want to acknowledge our CYD president, Jennifer Lumley, who's in the audience tonight as well, for being here from representing the state. Jen and I were not very surprised when the California Young Democrats Black Caucus earned a statewide award for our Caucus of the Year. I'm starting to think that Sean has somebody on the inside here, but maybe he's just that good of an organizer. But in all seriousness, there's a lot about Sean that's special. There are many things that are special about Sean, but one, for me, has always really stood out. And that is that Sean works every day, very often in the face of some pretty serious doubts, to make diversity and to make inclusion something that's more than just a slogan that we throw around. Sean makes it more than just a bumper sticker. A fierce advocate for the most vulnerable in society. Sean is the kind of guy that when he sees bullshit, he calls it. And when he sees injustice, he fights it. Not everybody can handle it, and that's okay. Because we need more truly kick-ass youth advocates in our community, not just here in the East Bay, but across our state and across our country. I admire Sean because we have something special in common. Like me, he went into politics to give a voice to those who don't have one, to give political power to those who have been left on the margins, and we need more people like him. You know, when I go around the state and talk about Young Dems, I often say one thing: we're not the leaders of tomorrow. We're not. Because of people like Sean Dugar, we're leading today. And so it is my very, very distinct and special honor tonight to present the 2011 East Bay Young Dems Kick-Ass Youth Advocate of the Year Award to my friend, to my comrade, one of us, Sean Dugar.
Let's give it up for Jason Overman. We can do better than that. Let's give it up for Jason Overman. Jason, board members of EBYD, I want to thank you guys so much for this award. It seems like just yesterday I was sitting at Laney in a classroom taught by Carol Ward Allen. And we had a guest speaker come in, Melanie Shelby, who talked about an organization that she was helping to create, the East Bay Young Dems. And that very night I came to a meeting downtown Oakland at a Mexican restaurant. I was 19, I was the only one who couldn't drink. So I had nice water. But that night they were talking about the creating of the organization, what its structure would look like, and the type of outreach they were going to do. Now, myself being as shy and soft-spoken as I am, I sat in the corner and said, wait, but what about high school and college outreach? How are you going to reach young people in the organization? How are you going to reach communities of color? There's such a great diversity around this table, but there can always be more. And it's that has brought me here today, that drive, that passion to ensure that I'm not the only one at the table who looks like myself, who's in that same age range, who feels the way on issues that I do. But I can't accept this award alone. In the East Bay, we have a strong tradition of people who stand up and say, I am not going to be the only one at the table. Yesterday, I had a meeting with Assemblymember Isidore Hall, who's one of our youngest Assembly members in the Capitol. He said something that struck me very strongly. He said, we must lift as we rise. I'm very proud to be someone who has been supported and lifted as people have risen. Without there being a Maudel Sherrick who decided to lift a young lady college student by the name of Ronald B. Dellums and ensure that he ran for Berkeley City Council and 3 years later ran for Congress. There would not be a Ron Dellums who was able to support a Barbara Lee and hire her to his staff and bring her on board. And she would not be able to support the number of people that she has, including elected officials like Keith Carson, Assemblymember Sandre Swanson, Peralta Community College Board Trustees, Bill Riley. There's just so many of us that have been reached by the philosophy of lifting as we rise. So I stand with those people because I remember as an 18-year-old, just out of high school, running for Berkeley School Board, spending my entire college savings on a race to run for something which I knew I most likely would not win. But I got a phone call from Chris Worthington, Berkeley City Council member, saying, congratulations, Sean, you got Barbara Lee's endorsement. She had the courage to stand up when no one else would and say, I'm going to support this 18-year-old young man and ensure that he has a future in this community. There are so many people who are more talented than I am, more passionate than I am, about ensuring that we have folks at the table who who look like them, who speak like them, who support those issues. But we're not always there to support those people. I want to challenge everyone tonight. I want to challenge EBYD. I want to challenge all the elected officials in this room to look into this community. To look into this community and find just one person that each of you guys can support and uplift and bring into a capacity where they're someone who can then do the same for someone else and someone else and someone else, so that we can really create change in this community. Thank you guys.